Kelly Barlow Creations. If you're new to my channel and you're stopping by for the first time, thank you for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. Stick around a while by clicking that red button for more crafting on a budget, more everything on a budget videos to come. And if you click it again when the bell appears, YouTube should notify you every time I upload a new video, depending on the option that you choose in the drop-down menu of the bell. If you're interested in following me on social media, you can find those links, you guessed it, in the description box below. What do I have going on for you for today? Today, I'm bringing to you a bit of a different video because it is tips and tricks and hacks that I've learned over the last 15 years of RVing and being on the road. That is something that we really like to do, is RV. It's really, I would say, what most of our vacations consist of, is being in our RV and traveling from place to place. I wouldn't quite call it always camping, although we do call it that, but we like to go to different RV parks in different cities and states and just travel around, and that really is our idea of vacation. We don't really take any other vacations other than what we do in our motorhome. And over the last 15 years, although, you know, we've initially started out with a fifth wheel, it just wasn't something that Jeff liked. He didn't like pulling the fifth wheel and backing it up, and we couldn't really tow anything behind the fifth wheel. And so we have found that a motorhome is what works best for us. And although a lot of us who RV will say that there is no perfect RV, that we wish we could take bits and pieces from each motorhome or RV and put it into one and make our perfect RV, I will say that over the last 12 years of being in the motorhome that we have now, I have really found some tips and tricks that I've come up with myself that have made our RV work for us, have really maximized the space, ways of organizing and things to do to save money. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today, are, just like I said, some tips, tricks, and some money saving ideas that can help you in your RV. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into it and let me show you some of these tips and tricks that I've come up with over the last 15 years of RVing and being on the road. Let's start off by talking about what I do for water. Whether we go to a campground where there is full hookups, or we are dry camping where we are strictly living off of the fresh water that's in our tanks in the motorhome, I have 3 of these 2-gallon water jugs that have the opening at the top, they have the spout on the side, and I use these either way for cooking and making coffee. We don't typically use these for drinking because I take about 2 or 3 cases of bottled water for us to drink out of. I just strictly use these for cooking and coffee, although we do have a filter that is on the hose that filters out the water that comes into the tanks in the motorhome. I still feel just a bit more comfortable using the water from home out of these jugs. I keep these filled year round because they're really great for earthquake preparedness as well. We go camping a couple times a year in Mammoth, and the RV park there does not have sewer hookups. They have water and electricity, but they don't have sewer, which means our gray water tank and our black water tanks get filled pretty quickly. And so to help stop them from filling quickly, the gray water at least, I like to use these bins. These are bins that you can get at the Dollar Tree, at Walmart. They're $1 a piece. I place them inside my sink. And so when we're gonna brush our teeth or wash our hands or even do dishes, I can easily take the gray water and I can dump it on the trees and the plants as long as there's no food. It's just gray water in there. Gosh, it seems like forever that we used to bathe Allie in one of these Rubbermaid containers. We could fill it up with just about a foot of hot water and bathe her in it and get her good and clean before bed. It did the job and it saved our tanks. Here's another tip, trick, or hack when it comes to your freezer and our ice maker here. I don't always have ice right when I need it, which is frustrating. Right around summertime, Dollar Tree carries these plastic ice cubes. 16 come in a bag. I put 2 in the freezer and just kind of leave them there. These work perfect because I don't always like the taste of water from other places. I know that may sound funny, but the ice cubes taste funny, and so when using these plastic ice cubes, they work just as well as regular ice cubes. The best part is that they're washable, they're reusable, and so I just stick them in one of these bins that come in a 3-pack from the Dollar Tree for $1, and I place them right inside my freezer, and when the refrigerator gets turned on, I don't even have to think about making ice cubes. They're just there, they're ready to use when I want them, and they work great. Here's another tip using these bins that you can get at Walmart or the Dollar Tree for just about $1 is to put them in your spice cabinet. I leave spices in my cabinet in the motorhome because I don't like having to pack them, but if you all own a motorhome, you know that when you drive and you park, you go into your cabinets, everything seems to have fallen over, and so you need to stand it up even if you use those rubber mats. And so I find that in my spice cabinet and in my medicine cabinet, if I use these bins and place the items in there, it saves you time when you get to your destination and you don't have to reorganize and fix up your cabinets. Now this next tip is going to save you a ton of money for those of you who have an oven in your RV like this. I use this oven for storage because we all know that this oven cooks horribly. It cooks uneven, and not only does it cook uneven, but to use the stovetop in the oven, it takes propane, which is very costly. So because half of the time we are at an RV park that has full hookups, I will utilize the electricity, and I have a double cooktop here that I use for my stove, and it works perfectly. It works, I think, better than the stovetop here in the motorhome. I paid $19.88 for this Mainstays cooktop, and it well beats the price of propane. Now for an oven, I like to use an electrical oven as well, and so I picked up this portable space-saving one by Fiberware that works perfect for us when we're camping. I want to say it was under $50, and I found that the pans that work the best that fit in this is this 5-pack by Mainstays, and I've never had a problem. This oven works and cooks evenly. I've had it for over 5 years. It works just as good today as it did 5 years ago, and I've never had to buy propane again. When we are out dry camping, I find that using these foil pans are the best because I don't have to worry about cleaning, and I can just throw them away, and these two fit just perfectly inside this oven. Clothes storage in our motorhome is a whole nother issue. It is very minimal. We have 4 of these drawers here for clothes and 1 closet. This is the closet that we have, and so for 4 of us, this is it. I'm not one who likes to have duffel bags and suitcases everywhere, and so I found that these drawer bins by Sterilite that you can get at Walmart for $20 a piece are perfect. I picked up 1 for Kayla, 1 for Allison, so they both get 3 drawers each, and Jeff and I get the hanging space above them and the 4 drawers below. And so really we hang up everything except for our socks and underwear, and that's what goes in the drawers below. Another money-saving tip when it comes to your heat in the thermostat, because it is ran off of, again, propane, we like to use these space heaters. This one here is by Sunbeam, and this one goes in the room with Jeff and I. It has a thermostat on it that goes to 80. This is an energy efficient space heater. And so because we are paying for electricity at whatever RV park it is that we are at, we like to utilize them. We also use this oscillating heater by Honeywell that goes in the front of our motorhome for the kids. And again, it is energy efficient like you see here on the box. And it is another way to utilize the electricity that you're already paying for at your stay at an RV park. Now we've got little Allie, and now she is 9 years old, and when we go camping, that means toys need to come with us as well. And because we have limited storage and space for toys, I found that using one of these Rubbermaid containers and just limiting her to what fits in this container is perfect. This container, when we are camping, stays right in between the driver and the passenger seat right up front. When we're driving, it goes under our dinette so it doesn't slide around. Since we're over here at the dinette, another tip and trick that I like to do is I like to put a matching towel over the cushions of my dinette just to help keep them clean, because it's really easy just to take those towels off and wash them, and it saves on the wear and tear of your cushions. Here's another great tip. Put a tension rod inside your shower. I had Jeff install this one. This one isn't a tension rod. It was one that actually needed to be screwed in, but tension rod will work perfectly. And if you use these plastic hangers that have the clips on them, you can get these at Walmart for fairly inexpensive. And you attach your towels to these, you hang your towel up in the shower. It saves on having your towels out everywhere, your towels dry off, and it keeps the motorhome looking nice and neat. And I like to just close my shower door and you can't really see it. Inside your shower is also another great place to put laundry hampers for those dirty clothes. Instead of having hefty bags, I like to use these portable laundry hampers that have the wheels on them. So if we are camping somewhere for 10, 12 days and you know you're gonna have to do laundry because you can't pack enough clothes to get you through 10 or 11 days because you don't have the storage in your motorhome to store that many clothes. And so I like to use these. I don't have to carry them to the laundry facility. They can roll, and it's an easy way to keep the dirty clothes out of sight in your shower. And for my last and final RV tip, I like to use the shampoo, conditioner, and soap dispenser by Mainstays. This is one that I found at Walmart. It adheres to your shower wall with double-sided tape, and I feel like it just makes life a lot easier because you don't have all those extra bottles that are rolling around, laying around. It's just all in this one dispenser, and it makes life a lot easier when you're on the road. And that is it for all of the tips and tricks that I have to share with you. I tell you, most of these are ones that I have come up with myself, ways that I was just really trying to figure out how to make things work for us because we were a family of 5 in this motorhome, and I am not one who can do clutter. Clutter just doesn't work for me, and I feel like when there is clutter in such a small, condensed space over a certain period of time, whether it be 10 days to 2 weeks when you're out on the road, it can make you feel claustrophobic and it can make you want to come home and not enjoy your trip as much as you can. And so I like things to have a place. I like things to have a purpose, and I like to really be able to save money most of all when we are on vacation. And I feel like although with some of these money saving tricks there is an initial output cost to buy something like the tabletop burner or the oven or the heaters, it is very minimal compared to the price that you're gonna pay for the amount of propane. Even though you go to an RV park or you are dry camping, you can't get away from using propane because there are items in the motorhome that just run off of propane, such as the heater, the oven, and the stovetop. And so I really just hated having to fork out a couple $100 every time we were gonna go camping, on top of the cost that we were already putting out for gas in the motorhome and the cost for the RV park and the food itself. Then propane was just a whole nother bill. And when you're going somewhere and it's cold, that propane bill can add up because you're running your heater over and over, and the heater just sucks that propane away. And so I just figured, you know what, we're already paying for our spot and the electricity that it takes to power up our motorhome there in that spot, so why not utilize the electricity that we're already paying for by using an electric cooktop, an electric oven, and electric heaters. And I tell you, those heaters really work well. Just the 2 of them really heat up our motorhome. So much so that Jeff will say, can we turn one of them off because it gets so warm? And you know, if you do RV, you know that a lot of times once you turn that heater off, it only takes a few minutes for it to get pretty cold pretty quickly because there's not a lot of insulation in the walls, if any. And so it's nice just to be able to turn on the heaters whenever we want. It gets really warm and we don't have to worry about any more costs being put out throughout the trip because we need to refill our propane tanks. I hope you all enjoyed some of these tips and tricks and hacks on how to save money. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let's get this video to 5,000 likes because like I always say, each and every one of your thumbs up and those comments that you do leave down below, they really do help my channel to grow and it helps YouTube to notice me just a bit more. Until next time everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy everything on a budget. Happy New Year, safe and happy New Year to you all, and bye for now everybody.